having a strategy and a framework is extremely important to start implementing some of these extensive recommendations. What we have seen is there's significant criminal actions that if it was that are taken by that are acted upon women by perpetrators, that if it was another person on the street, they would be immediately charged with a criminal offence. And one of our challenges has been the fact that there's so many criminal matters that actually sit within a domestic violence response, such as or a matter such as sexual assault, grievous bodily harm, a range of things that sit there that aren't addressed. Stalking for itself, Steve, is something that you could increase the capacity of the court to make sure that stalking charges are successful, because it's not difficult to prove. And many women are stalked, and that level of coercive control that men are showing that are perpetrating on women by stalking them is psychologically and emotionally damaging. Non-lethal strangulation is exactly what it says. All the research tells us that something like 60 to 70% of domestic homicides, attempted strangulation has been a feature of the power dynamic and the way in which the perpetrator controls the victim. You know, believing women that he has attempted to strangle her is some of the challenges that this new law, if it's instituted, will face about the burden of evidence, because it becomes a criminal act. But if we have to look at both sides of this coin, and it's about accountability for the violence, and that needs to be held up in the criminal justice system as well by police, by courts, but also by society, to say that we know you can stop this. We know that it's a choice you're making and it's unacceptable. And once we have accountability, there's some great programs in some Scandinavian countries where they won't even speak to the men until they're accountable, and then they'll work with, okay, so what is your issue? Yes, you know, you might have had a bad childhood or you've had abuse yourself, but there's no excuse for violence, and that's the clear message of this report.